Once upon a time, in a small village in Nigeria, there lived a very ambitious young man named Mr. Chinedu. He was a man of strong will and charisma. He was also a devout Christian and respected by everyone in the community for his traditional values and business acumen. He met and fell in love with a humble but hard-working village girl named Obiageli. They got married and had 3 beautiful children together, Tobe, Adaze, and Santo. Life wasn't always easy, but they were a happy family. But as Chinedu's business began to flourish, his ego grew. He started spending more and more time in the city, claiming he was working late. But the truth was, he was living a double life. He had fallen in love with a city girl named Juliet and had secretly married her without telling Obiageli. Back home, Obiageli sensed something was wrong. The money became irregular and Chinedu's visits fewer and farther between. And one day he simply stopped coming home altogether. Adaze, the eldest daughter, was only 16 when her father left. She dropped out of secondary school to take care of her siblings and mother. With 3 kids to feed and no support from Chino, Emily had no choice but to wash other people's clothes, sell fruits by the roadside, and even clean school classrooms just to put food on the table. Despite the situation, she raised her children with discipline, love, and strong values. Meanwhile, Chinedu was flaunting his new family and his wealth in the city. He bought Juliet and his 2 children with him, Chika and Dara, expensive cars, clothes, and jewelry. He thought he had upgraded his life, but he didn't know that his first family was being raised by a strong woman with an even stronger will. As the years passed, Chika and Dara grew up entitled, rebellious, and wasteful. Juliet, caught up in her luxurious lifestyle and social climbing, had no time to instill discipline in them. Chinedu, blinded by love for his new family and the need to maintain his lavish lifestyle, threw himself into his work and eventually lost everything. When he was sick and nearly broke, Juliet left him and took the children with her, saying, "I didn't sign up for poverty." Alone and dejected, Chinedu tried to reconnect with the children he had abandoned, but the doors were closed. Tobe was working as a mechanic, Adaze was a nurse abroad, and Santo was in school studying law. They had succeeded not because of him, but in spite of him. Obiageli had taught them strength, and their suffering had turned them into responsible, independent adults. But their hearts were wounded. They couldn't forget the years their father had chosen another family over them. When Chinedu showed up at Adi's house, hoping for forgiveness, she looked at him with tears in her eyes and said, "We needed you when we had nothing. You had everything and chose to look away. Now you've come with nothing, but we are no longer empty." And that is the end of today's story. So the question is, what did you learn from today's story? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories. And if you have a story to tell, send it to our email. Thank you for watching. See you next time.